What's up guys, my name is Ace, and the brand new Specialist Zero is now here in Black Ops 4 multiplayer, and today we're going to be breaking down her special equipment as well as her new ability called Icepick. Now for those of you guys wondering how to unlock Zero, she is currently only available on PS4, although within the week she will be available on PC as well as Xbox. But you actually unlock her on the very first contraband tier of the Absolute Zero event. Now, after the event ends, I'm not too sure how she'll be obtained for people that get the game after the event is over. I assume she'll just be unlocked by default at that point. But at least for now, all you have to do is level up one contraband tier and you'll have access to Zero. So first up, let's dive deep into the Emp Disruptor, and then afterwards we will be covering her Icepick ability. So with the EMP grenade, it affects both players. When the EMP grenade gets a hit on an enemy player, you will get plus 10 score, which will just show you that you got a hit on the enemy player. And what this does is it basically just disrupts their entire heads-up displays. So everything from their minimap to their ammo count to their score streak progress meter, all of this stuff will just be grayed out. When you're EMP'd, you're still able to heal, you're still able to use your equipment. However, you will not be able to activate your specialist ability. So if you have like a Tempest ready to go, for instance, and somebody hits you with an EMP grenade, for the duration of that EMP effect, you won't be able to pull your Tempest out. However, if you already had your Tempest or whatever specialist ability out and active before you got hit with the EMP grenade, it doesn't cancel that out. So let's just say I'm running around, I'm using the Tempest, I get hit by an EMP grenade, I'm still able to use the Tempest, I just now have no heads-up display. Also, I did want to point out, if you are EMP'd, you'll be unable to call your score streaks in for the duration of that EMP effect. Speaking of duration, the EMP effect will last for 5 seconds, which really isn't that bad when you compare it to the Black Ops 2 EMP, which if I remember correctly, it lasted for about 11 seconds, which is an extremely long time in Call of Duty terms. 5 seconds, in my opinion, is quite reasonable. As for the range of the EMP grenade, I tested this in great detail, and as you can see here, it is about 18 meters. So any player within an 18-meter radius of that EMP grenade will be affected by it. And keep in mind with this, it does work through walls. So the EMP grenade doesn't actually have to have a line of sight on the enemy. It will work through walls, no problem. It will cover an 18-meter radius, like I said. As for counters to this, we actually have a perfect hard counter to the EMP grenade, at least for the player effect of this, and this is Tac Mask. If you use Tac Mask, the EMP grenade will never affect you as a player. You will never lose your heads-up display. The enemy that throws that EMP grenade won't get that plus 10 score, so they won't get that indication that you're even in the area. But of course, the equipment you use, as well as the score streaks you use, will still be affected by the EMP grenade. Obviously, Tac Mask won't cover those. So those are the player effects of the EMP grenade. Now let's have a look at the effects that it has on certain pieces of equipment, as well as score streaks. First up, let's start going through these specialist items. With Crash, if an EMP grenade hits within an 18-meter radius of an assault pack, it will just immediately destroy it. The same thing applies to Nomad's Mesh Mine, Torque's Razor Wire, Sarah's Spawn Beacon, Prophet's Seeker Mine, Recon's Sensor Dart. Basically any piece of equipment that is placeable, the EMP grenade will destroy it. Now the one placeable piece of equipment that's kind of a half exception to this is the trophy system. If you throw that EMP grenade within the line of sight of the trophy system as well as within its range, it will destroy the EMP grenade and therefore the EMP grenade won't do anything. If, however, that trophy system doesn't get a line of sight, so you throw the EMP grenade on the opposite side of a wall to a trophy system, then it will destroy that trophy system, just like we saw back in Black Ops 2. So if you want to destroy an enemy trophy system with an EMP, you have to be very careful about how you throw it. Now another really key item that the EMP grenade effectively counters is the Barricade. If Torque's Barricade gets hit by the EMP grenade, it will still be alive, it won't immediately destroy it, so the Barricade will still be there, but it completely shuts off the microwave effect for the duration of that Barricade. So as long as that Barricade is still alive, it will simply be a regular Barricade that the enemy can use for cover, but there will be no microwave effect. Another really interesting thing I've noticed is with Firebreak's reactor core, if you hit him with an EMP grenade while he's got his reactor core out, it will actually completely stop the reactor core's effect. Now he still will be in the animation for a little bit, but at that point it won't be dealing any damage to you or your teammates. I also wanted to point out, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are curious, I tried this against Nomad's dog, and the EMP has literally no effect whatsoever on the dog. And that's pretty much it when it comes to countering other specialists as well as other pieces of equipment. Now let's get into the EMP's effect on score streaks, which is obviously quite limited because it has no impact whatsoever on the aerial score streaks that are flying really high up in the sky, so we do have to focus on the ones that are close to the ground. So first up, the RC car. It looks like the EMP grenade has an effect on the RC car, like it'll start sparking and everything. but it doesn't immediately destroy it, and it doesn't really affect your ability to drive the RC car around and blow it up on command. However, it looks like it disables the boost for the RC car, so that's really all it does. It's not a great counter to the RC. As for the Sentry Gun, an EMP grenade doesn't technically destroy the Sentry Gun, but it does disable it for the duration of that Sentry Gun's life. So therefore, it effectively does destroy it, it just doesn't technically destroy it immediately. It's still sitting there, it's still technically an entity on the map, it's just unable to move or do anything. As for the Mantis, what the EMP grenade does is it disables it for just about 2 to 3 seconds, so a very, very short period of time, but oftentimes that's really all you or your teammates need to get yourself away from the Mantis to safety. As for the drone squad, I know technically drone squad is an aerial streak, but it is really close to the ground, so within the EMP's effect, an EMP grenade will immediately destroy all of the drones within that drone squad. This just leaves us with the strike team, which is the last streak that is ground-based, and just like with Nomad's dog, the EMP grenade has literally no effect whatsoever on the strike team. And that pretty much covers it for the EMP grenade. That is all the effects on everything that I was able to find. Of course, if I missed something, let me know in the comment section down below, but I do feel like I was pretty thorough with that testing. Now let's move on to Zero's ability, which is the Icepick. Now, the Icepick allows you to hack or destroy enemy equipment as well as Scorestreaks. You don't get to choose whether you hack or destroy. That is already set in stone. And I will be going over exactly what gets hacked, what gets destroyed, and what this has no effect on. But once again, first up, we're going to cover the effect that it has on players. Now, when you call in the Icepick, it brings out a tablet, and on this tablet, you'll see all the Scorestreaks and equipment that you can hack or destroy, and then on the bottom, you'll see all of the enemy players. Now, at this point, you do have to press square and hold square if you want to accelerate the hacking process, and it will start going through each one of those pieces of equipment, Scorestreaks, as well as players individually over time. So it does take a little bit of time to hack everything, but once you hack an enemy player, this is what they end up seeing. It completely disorients and distracts them. It looks like they're taking damage, but technically it doesn't deal any damage to the enemy player. It just completely disrupts all of their heads-up display. Also, you'll see random dots popping up on the minimap constantly as if they're enemy players, which can be really confusing. And it essentially just completely scrambles your heads-up display. Now, once again, just like when you're hit with an EMP grenade, you can still heal yourself just fine, you can still shoot and reload and all that kind of stuff, you can still control your character just fine. However, you won't be able to use equipment, you won't be able to call in your specialist ability, and also you won't be able to call in Scorestreaks. Although, just like with the EMP grenade, if you already had your specialist weapon out at the time of this hack, so let's just say you had your purifier going and then somebody hacks you, you will still be able to use your purifier. It doesn't take it away from you. Now, the duration of this system hack is 30 seconds, and as far as I can tell based on my testing, there is no counter to this at all. So those are the effects that the Icepick has on enemy players. However, the real power from this comes from its ability to hack or destroy equipment and Scorestreaks. So let's start going through equipment first. When I say that the Icepick can hack something, what that means is it actually takes it over and it becomes yours. So with the trophy system, you're able to hack that. It becomes your trophy system. Same thing goes with the mesh mine, the assault pack, a barricade from Torque. It actually becomes your barricade with a full microwave capability, which is really, really powerful and super useful in game. The sensor dart, that one will become yours as well. Seeker mines, it's actually hilarious to use this against somebody that's using a seeker mine because it will actually turn around and shock them or one of their teammates. And with the Tac Deploy beacon, it doesn't hack the Tac Deploy beacon, it just destroys it. And that's pretty much everything I was able to find when it comes to equipment, as well as any sort of specialist items. I did also try to hack Nomad's dog, but it turns out Juno is pretty loyal, you can't hack her, and you can't kill her with the Icepick. So finally, let's go through all of the Scorestreaks that you're able to hack or destroy with Zero's Icepick ability. First up, we have the dart. The Icepick will destroy a dart, although you have to get the timing on that just right to be able to take a dart out. Same thing goes with the RCXD. The Icepick will destroy it rather than hack it. As for UAVs and counter UAVs, the Icepick will hack this, so it will become your UAV or counter UAV at that point. With care packages, you can hack a care package, and what this does is it doesn't necessarily prevent the enemy from taking the care package, but it turns it into your care package, so you'll be able to pick it up as if you called it in. So you'll have that really fast pickup time. I do want to point out, though, you still have to go to that care package to pick it up. When it comes to lightning strikes, the Icepick has no impact whatsoever on the lightning strike. For sentry guns, you're able to hack that so it becomes your sentry gun and it will turn on the enemies. This is actually quite powerful because most of the time enemies will have their back to a sentry gun. For the Hellstorm missile, technically speaking, it does come up on the screen that you can destroy it, although you have to call the Icepick in after the Hellstorm has been called in, and most players will be boosting that to the ground, and therefore there won't be time to destroy it. So it's not an effective counter to the Hellstorm, but technically speaking, it can be done. With the drone squad, you're actually able to hack the drone squad so it becomes yours, and it will turn on the player that called it in. For the sniper's nest, you can't hack it, but you can destroy it with the Icepick. It will just immediately blow it up once it's hacked. Same thing goes with the Mantis. You're not able to hack it, but you are able to destroy it. The Thresher as well, not able to hack it, but you can immediately destroy it with the Icepick. With the attack chopper, you can hack it. It will become yours instead of destroying it, which I'm not too sure why they don't allow you to hack a sniper's nest, but they do allow you to hack an attack chopper, which is a higher end streak. As for the strike team, once the strike team members are on the ground, the Icepick will have absolutely no effect on them whatsoever. It won't destroy them, it won't hack them, it won't even slow them down at all. If, however, you manage to call the Icepick in before that strike team drops, you can destroy the chopper immediately, which is a super effective counter if you happen to have that Icepick ready to go. So finally, this just leaves us with the Gunship, and the Icepick will destroy the Gunship. Although it does take a decent amount of time compared to the other streaks, it will take you several seconds to complete that hack on the Gunship, which will immediately destroy it. So as you can see with Scorestreaks, the Icepick is really hit or miss. Sometimes it hacks it, sometimes it destroys it, and in some cases it seems kind of arbitrary what it will hack and what it will destroy. But with that, that pretty much wraps it up for everything I tested with Zero's ability as well as piece of equipment. Of course, I'd like to know in the comment section below, what are your guys' thoughts on Zero so far? Do you think Zero was a good addition to the game or a not so great addition? Personally, I kind of have mixed feelings. I think the EMP grenade was an awesome addition. I really like the EMP grenade because there's so many things in this game that can get you killed, and the EMP grenade is a great way to counter those, so I really like that. However, especially looking at the Icepick's ability to hack higher end streaks, I'm not a fan of this whatsoever. I am totally cool with the Icepick being able to hack like UAVs, counter UAVs, sentry guns, barricades, and equipment, and all that kind of stuff. I think that's really cool. However, taking control of an enemy's drone squad or attack chopper that they work towards and turning it against them, I'm not really a big fan of this because you didn't really earn that system hack. You get that just by playing the game, whereas the player that earned those streaks had to work fairly hard to get them, and therefore I don't think you should be able to turn them against that player that worked so hard to get them. By all means, destroy those higher end streaks with the Icepick, especially if it takes a little bit of time to actually hack it. That I would be okay with, because when you compare it to the other specialist abilities, those ones have a lot of killing potential, so why not have one that just has a lot of countering potential or the ability to take down streaks? I'm just not really happy about the fact that the Icepick can turn those higher end streaks against the player that worked so hard to earn them. Now keep in mind with this update, we also got a bunch of other changes and additions, including 2 brand new guns. And I know a lot of you guys are wondering, yes, I've got both of these guns, and yes, I have collected all of their stats already. The gun guides for those will be coming very shortly on this channel, where I cover all of the detailed statistics, as well as best class setups based on my experience. And with these ones especially, I know a lot of you guys are going to be interested in that, so if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that so you catch these gun guide videos. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.
Yeah.